are, Charles. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Duane. My greetings to everyone on board. Okay, I will start with some stories from Congo. And it is with this story, which may be strange to hear, but not too strange because Duane is already used to this kind of thing. Um, I remember this English poet who says, 18th century English poet Alexander Pope, who says, one in verse produces many in prose. So I want to liken Duane's writings and ideas, a new song introduced, just like some kind of delicate poetry that can't be imitated. So all that people can do is to become prosaic about it. And this is showing up in the Congo as a new friend there has created what you call the Rebisar Center, dedicated to promoting and deepening what he calls the Rebisar Tarzsarian Frequency. And he claims it is to share whatever techniques for contacting the seven life never light that works. And he says it's a free association of people who share their techniques and who are dedicated to the new song, but using secret techniques that are even better than what we are currently doing. And it seems, as he claims, he has a better grasp of what works, probably even better than what Duane is telling us. This is, a, this is a quite interesting, laughable, but this is what is going on there. So he is called Trésor, alias the Blue Light Man. That's his name is Trésor, or we can call him the Blue Light Man. So I've been following up his writings on the Congo WhatsApp new group, and I was a bit offended by what he was saying. Though I noticed that he was using the new, but uh, finally we considered that he should be deleted from the WhatsApp group because he claims some fake authority already, and he's showing some anger in the WhatsApp Congo group, new group. Many new friends that detest what they think are his pretensions. So uh, maybe an hour ago, Mariam just wrote to me that he has been deleted from the group, and yes, he told him, well, he could go and create his ROTC center, and anybody who is interested can go there and learn how to connect to the Rebisar Tarzsarian Frequency. So we see that from Duane's sterling creation. See many prosaic pretenders will crop up. So what can Duane say about that?
Well, it's always something fun. No, I just I was listening to what you were saying in the beginning, and uh, I didn't see this what was going on, but it's fine. There's a lot of things going on. What was the idea? So he created this Rebisar Center, and what was the idea of the so-called authority? What that he was referring to? What was that, Charles?
It's not any authority. It just says it's for sharing some kind of techniques amongst those who are interested on how to reach the seventh life level, or how to contact the light of that level. And what is offending is that he's already giving them the blue light man, and that he seems they have some techniques that work, or whatever. You see.
Did he
So,
explain that? Did he explain that, or what he's doing?
so he was. They invited him to. They say if he should come to the. They told him to come to the news center and try to share his views with the new friends. It seems he's not. He just writes. He's talking about only about freedom. I think his idea of freedom is that is the freedom to create his own whatever he wants to create. And he talks of a Rebisar Tarzsarian frequency, which which can be attained using, I don't know what techniques he's talking about. People sing the new song, and that is it. So I don't know what techniques he has evolved, or others who, I don't know whether he has even any follower. He's writing so profusely in the group, so decided to delete him. So he should create a center dedicated for that. He should not be contaminating the WhatsApp new group. He should create his own. It's not diverged from the new you. It talks about techniques that can some secret techniques. I don't know what the secret techniques are.
Is he French, or is he what? Is he from the Congo there, or what?
Yeah, it's from the Congo.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know him, or did anybody go to his place or whatever?
No, nobody could go to his place. He was invited since he's a new friend and he's in the group. He said, but they told him to come to the center and explain to friends, and then try to share share his techniques with others. It seems he's not yet gone. He's only writing so much, talking nonsense. So many words there. That's why I say one in verse makes many in prose, as Alexander Pope says. Your creation is, even though it is in prose, we can liken it to some delicate poetry which cannot be imitated. And so you have many prose, many critics, or many people writing in using prose instead of verse. And there are so many. Prose is very cheap. Anyone can do it. Yes, it's cheap, but to write in verse, not everyone can do it. And what your creation is such that can be likened to that kind of verse, like mastery, which is difficult to come by. That's why I likened it to that way.
Did you see what he wrote or whatever, Charles? Did you see anything? Because it would be in French, right?
Yes, in French.
Right.
You read there a wealth of words just talking with some kind of certainty, with some kind of authority. I said, but what is this? What is he saying? You see?
Okay, well, you know best, so I don't know. So again, this is one this is one of your experiences you're sharing. This is interesting. So well, we'll see what happens from it. Congo was on the news here. Ava showed me with what's going on. It's not good. It's very very bad. And yeah, she showed me yesterday. She showed me on her camera the as she was watching the German news there and everything that's going on in Africa. So yeah, there is a reality taking place here that supersedes everything. I know I've talked about this and I can't share all of it, but it's in motion. I'm waiting myself for this to come about. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's actually the is coming through this reality into this area here, into this to this realm actually. So and there's a lot more to it. And the boys and all the silent ones that are at back of this, they're part of this. And so again, yeah, I would like to get going on it, but it's being all set up, and the world is getting funny. But it just so happens that yeah, Congo was on the news yesterday, and all the children and the people starving and everything they're going through. And you know, when when you look at the news, it's kind of interesting. And that is, you look at the cowboy and Indian days. There was no news. All right, things were what they were, and today here it is a couple hundred years later, and look at the world, how nuts it is, and it doesn't have to be. That's like children going to school and they have no lunch. They starve and they sit there in the classroom and they starve day after day. And this is not how it's creation is set up. Creation is set up a particular way for people to come here and go through their process, learn to wake up, not being obsessively tortured at the same time. And so again, it's kind of funny where we are. And it only, as it gets worse, unless something is done, unless I step up and do something, well, it gets worse. And then it gets to a point where almost who can get out of creation, it becomes like that. And that's not the idea. That's like the school building collapsing on the students, and they can never get out. And so this is how it's kind of come to be with what's going on. But yeah, Charles, you're sharing and these funny stories. Whatever, there's going to be all kinds of things. So possibly this fella has his own connection. A lot of people do with Rebisar and the Real Guides. They're with people that are sincere. They don't have to be with a new presentation. It's just something, but fortunately, there's people all over the world. So I don't know. Maybe he's trying to make contact, but well, you'll figure it out. That's part of the adventure. I always look at everything. When something comes up, I look at it. I see where it goes, and people come and go, and they do their thing, whatever it is. I'm just doing mine, and we'll see. So yeah, you have a little adventure going. You'll see what happens there. So yeah, just be open. See, and if someone could go there and at least experience it, I would. I always give it a try. Good, bad, or indifferent. Even when I'm warned, I still give it a try. So, but it's a choice. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I even I was very curious too, and I asked Mariam. I asked Mariam whether he had shared any techniques, or what we call techniques, secret techniques, or or maybe he meant that those who are dedicated to the new song, when they meet, They are going to share their whatever techniques they have developed for contacting the real guides and the pure light. So I was curious to know what he had developed or anything like that, but Mariam said she had not yet got any specifics on what he's doing. Yeah, but he was becoming too vocal there, so and promising to be a liability to the group. So for the moment, he's been kept aside, and in order not to pollute the group too much with his extant ideas. But I think I will encourage them to go closer and know exactly what he's doing. But it's not a center as yet. He says it's not. It doesn't mean that they have a center or anything like that. If they have a center, maybe it will be in the future. I don't know. So, but he raises something they call the Rebisar Tarzsarian Frequency. I don't know whether Duane knows anything about this kind of thing.
Well, again, everybody makes choices, and it's all okay. So whatever he's doing, it's fine. And everybody decides what they're going to do. So if it's something workable, because the boys touch everybody in their own way. So again, it's fun to go on the adventure and see what's going. You can meet some new friends and see what they're sharing, what they're experiencing. Just like with with us, just like what we're going through at the college. We're just talking about the natural environment. We're not even getting far out into the real guides and stuff like that and the galactic stuff. And, we're having a heck of a time just presenting the natural environment to people. So again, we're the funny people on the planet. So, there's going to be people showing up all the time with their experiences. And, we don't want to become like the Ekkas to where, we have the real connection here and it's like we're evil to them. You see, they're not looking past their own doctrine, Joni's doctrine. So again, we don't want to become closed like that. You want to experiment. You want to take a look at everything and see what's going on because, I do too. And sometimes I get bitten. We had a person here that looked good that we kind of let in, then this person got funny. And so we had to let it go, but I still go through the experience. So I would say, just take on the adventure and the risk and see what's going on. You'll be fine. Give this person a chance. Even, it's like us when we present things out there on Facebook, we look funny to the world. It's like, a lot of people think we're nuts or we're a cult or whatever. And we know we're not, but again, see it, move your view around, and just for the heck of it, it's like a screaming kid. He seems like not obnoxious, but he's really screaming for help. So maybe there's something there, and just go on the adventure and take the risk and see what's going on. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I think what you've said, I would write to Mariam again. I said. To be more permissive, not just to distance the guy like that and maybe have something to offer. Who knows? Like you said, the real guides touch individuals in their own unique way. So that will be interesting to see what turns out.
Well, it's gotten, you see, we've all come through many of us have come through the corporation, and, you start to get a frozen head in there, and that is that it's like if you're not a member, that you're like something else. You see, it's like, but once you're a member, everybody's happy and friendly. But if you're not a member or you drop back like Val or something like that, he's got one lady that that's you know, still an echist, and she thinks he's pure evil. You see, it's just, this is where it gets silly, because we're all in life, and yeah, you give people a chance, and if they're silly and if they're being weird or stupid, yeah, you let them be. It's fine. It's like the people that do the chemtrails in the world. We don't want nothing to do with them. We give them a chance, you know, the government people and whatever. We give them a chance, but we know that they're not up and up, so we stand aside from them. But I'd say take a look at it just for the fun of it, and see what comes from it. You know, that's it. I've seen many people come and go, and now they're doing their own thing. They're doing their own websites, and they're using some of the stuff that I've showed them and what have you. And that's fine. That's all fine. Everybody takes it in their own way. So we want to be open to everything, because the world is in enough trouble, and people are, you know, people are struggling, etc. So we really want to show a real consideration to everybody and give them a chance. But again, they make the choice to step up and do what we're doing or not. And people that I know, people that know about Rebisar and whatever, but they don't want to do what we're doing. And it's like, okay, but this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to follow what they're doing and deciding. This is what I'm doing. And those people that want to be involved, well, this is what we're doing. And so everybody can do whatever they want. Yes, Charles. So yeah, just have fun with the adventure, see what happens, and you might get some surprises. It could be cool. Yes, go ahead.
That's true. Never looked at it from this angle. Thank you. Like what you just said, some people are doing their own cool stuff, even though not showing up, not in our Skype group and all that. Like I communicate with Wendy, and I was quite impressed with her share on YouTube. She has a channel there, Sky Visions. So I went there to take a look at what she's doing, what the Sky Visions is all about. I thought it was some private thing. But all what she does is give and it's a front for people to know about the new presentation and your works, your writings and the new song, and to have some idea about real freedom. It's quite a good YouTube. What could I call it, channel? Yes, and you would think that maybe she's not interested in the new presentation or in what you're presenting. You go there, you find that very interested and is sharing in her own way, and it's very effective, because anybody who goes there, you listen to the audio books, and have a chance to maybe comment or do anything like that. So, as you say, people are doing things in their own way, but we can't expect everyone to be uniform. That is true.
Yeah, it's a new day, Charles, and that is that, yeah, we want to kind of get along with the projects and whatever, so that it, get a support here going for what's going on in the world, etc. But at the same time, we want to be just very, very real. We don't want to see others as outcasts. But if they're going to do their thing, that's fine. It just depends. And I see this. I know Wendy and others like her, and many of these people, they like this. They do it. But in their own way. It's kind of like Anton. He's funny. I really like Anton the Russian, but at the same time he goes, well, I don't sing the new you or whatever, and it's like, whatever, but he promotes the videos. He makes his own videos, etc. People are promoting it. He's more into the literal sense of things, which I understand. He likes that that part of himself, and to relate to others in that way. I get it. I see that. And so, yeah, and again, the world has been taught to be literal, and there's that part that's important. But when you just talk, so it's in the doing and the challenge to recognize this isness. So it's more than just using the material, which is just really reference. That's all it really is. The wisdom of the ages and all that, all these ideas, that sacred writings and all these things that sound so cool or divine or whatever. It's just, these are just references to something. What do they reference? Okay. And most of the stuff references the gods of man, which control the human farming here. It's ridiculous. People don't know. They don't look any further. And so the reference that I've created here is to recognize the is, which is a big step. It is a big step to recognize this reality. But once you do, once you start to recognize it, because it's endless, why? It's exceptional, because life itself is exceptional. The reality life is, and reflectively in creation, it's a reflection. Getting that view and really understanding that, and not towards the other way around, thinking that creation is the absolute and that there might be something else. This is the funny part, which I understand because we're in the dark here, but finally getting through that. So yes, you have these people, and at the same time, and I understand because, we have been indoctrinated for the longest time into this literalized social system, and really it's based upon fear. The foundation of this system is fear, because those that have created it basically prolificated everything in the world, the building of things, the societies, the cities. You look at cities all over the world. I mean, it's amazing. You look at New York, Chicago, Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong, wherever. Look at, I mean, you almost can't get one more square inch into it. These things are so packed. And so, again, this society is so confirmed on itself in its own particular way. But it's all based on fear. It really is based on fear. It's hidden, but it's all based on fear. You must obey. You must be obligated. You must be restricted. It's all based on fear. And those that have created this society that control others are afraid the most. They're afraid that others will take control of what they're taking control of. See, it's all give and take, fear, agreement. And so as we've gone, from this, and it's always been here in its own particular way, but you look at the last couple of 100 years of the world, last 300 years, 400 years, what a change has come very, very quickly and fast because of the technology that's come in, and it has not helped, but we have to deal with it. So it's a very interesting world. So again, we want to be more open to everything and all the experiences, because they are happening, and it's not a matter of denying it. And again, these people are afraid too because of the social structure. And I see it. I see it because, again, they have a social life, and for them to get along in their social life, this is scary to people to relate to, etc., because all of a sudden your neighbors or your friends will say, oh, I looked on Facebook, I saw you, and now you have all these funny pictures of this guy called Rebisar and Duane and Ava and all these things. It's like, well, what is that? So again, it's the social order of things, and it really takes a lot for a person to step out. But, once you see what this is, it makes sense. And realistically, in its own way, even with all that I've written and I've presented, it's not really even that. It's just really, it's like the sweetness of a child and the sun shining. It's just really very simple. But yet at the same time, to, relate to this world that is so distorted with things and obstacles. So we create all these things in some way to relate, just like billboards. When you drive down the highway, you see eat at Joe's or, shop at Walmart, or commercials, everything on the internet. Every time you go, even when you're watching a documentary, there's a commercial in it. Even the commercials have commercials. You go on Facebook, you're watching an ad for something, and all of a sudden there's a commercial while you're watching the ad. And this is how it is, this commercialization, this control of this. And so again, yes, you have all these people, and it's terrific. And it's as we continue to show the world what makes sense, especially with the all natural environment that's being destroyed, and going back to the newscast that Ava saw in these children in the Congo and that starving, there's no reason for this. There's no reason for any of this. This is all distortion, unbelievable distortion. And all we're trying to do here is get people to wake up and say, hey, you don't need to live with this distortion. You don't have to agree to it anymore. And the people that control the place, the governments of the world, whatever, giving you their pretty words, they're the ones doing the distortion, and people are looking to them for it to be resolved, and they're just giving out nonsense. It's like, oh, we're looking at this, and yeah, this is our priority, and whatever. Well, it is our priority, yeah, to keep it going like that and keep it distorted. And it's like they can't do anything, but they can continue to distort things. And so again, Wendy and other people, I salute them at the same time. Yeah, it takes a lot. I've went through it in the social aspect, but at a certain point, it's like, what? I played the game. This is what I'm doing, because what? The world's dying. It is really dying, realistically, and the people that are on the planet, 99% of them don't see it. They think everything's fine. Well, it's a little poisoned, and it's a little foggy, or it's a little this or that, and things aren't really good. But they keep going with it, so we keep pushing our hand here. But it's that fear. It really is getting through that fear and just stepping up. And hey, I have fears too. But you know what? I still do it. I still put myself on the front line. But, and I can't say that others will or not, but this is an opportunity to do it, and life will step up with you. So again, this is the real risk taker position. It really is. Really? Yes. So, yes, Charles, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, thank you for bringing these things up, because, they have to be brought up. Certain issues and that have to be brought up so people better understand what's going on moment by moment. And I always suggest don't take things for granted, but just pay attention and be real each moment. And again, do something like what we're doing, because the individual needs the challenge, or they go back to sleep. They become self-convinced too, and this is where people don't see it. They become so self-convinced. But when challenges are there, when they take on things, new things and challenges, and especially in some way to take on presenting this reality in some creative way, you break through that fear, you break through that conditioning, because the individual, we need challenges, because this reality is so awesome that we need challenges to be able to recognize it and to, you might say, hang on for the ride, because you got to hang on. Yes, you really do. And so, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Ben.